everyone. It's 25 to 9 on Thursday. Very cold out. We had some proper cold temperatures last night, -7. It was really chilly when we got up this morning. It's warmed up now, the sun's popped up. Hope you're good. We've got a few more subscribers. We're now 1936, which is amazing. Thank you for pressing that button. On our way into work, what have we got in today? Fiat 500. We're having a dash cut, doubled in, singled in fascias coming out, doubled in fascias going in. Got a Pioneer to put in it. What else? Oh, back on with the Z, back on with the ZM. So we've got obviously the key front speakers, rear speakers to do, a little bit of a rewire, sort out that mess, fit the Pioneer, just make a better job of what it was basically. But excited for it. It's going to be a good one. But I'm going to get into work. I've already had some cereal this morning. I think COVID's coming back into the household kind of thing, obviously wifey and kids and whatnot, but she's really breathless this morning and I feel a bit short of breath, and a snotty nose. So yeah, I think we all spread it again, or had it again over the festive period. But yeah, not feeling too special today, feeling a bit tired, a bit lethargic. Come on, it's your right of way, stop looking at me. But anyway, I digress. The channel is growing. We are going to be at 2,000 subscribers before no time. It's going to be awesome. Should I say in no time? That would be better English, wouldn't it? Click. See you in a bit.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Morning everyone. I got my days wrong. We've got the gritter in today. The Fiat 500 is in tomorrow. So I've got to change the toe socket on here because that thing has seen a few better days. We've got to redo the wiring. Obviously these boys do gritting and now is their busy time. So we've got to change the gritter, change the toe hook, change the toe socket, get my fucking words out, redo the wiring, and he wants me to put a light on the back of it as well, so when he's working he can see the grit coming out the back through his little camera. So we've got to put a light on this as well. So that's next. I'm going to crack on with that. We've got a toe socket, we've got a relay, little socket assembly, and we've got a light. Afternoon everyone. It's been a while. So let me catch you up to speed. Obviously I've got days wrong. Fiat 500s tomorrow, we've got the gritter in today. So we've had to replace all of the toe loom, which we've done, and that now works. I've tested it on my little special board, that's all good. And he also wanted a little light putting in for the kind of for the camera to see at night when he's gritting. So we've put him a little light bar up there, and that works on and off through his illumination and a switch. So if we turn his lights on, then at the back he's got a little button here he can press and he can activate the light. Nice and simple. So if he wants to see what's behind him, he can while he's gritting. They're always in and out of this thing anyway. I don't fancy running anything through here, and there's enough switches on the dash already that are doing stuff. So best of a bad situation, he wants it done as cheaply as possible. So we've got lighting in, trailer socket done, job's a good one. I just picked up Jess from school. I'm now going to crack on back with the Beamer. We've emptied everything out, we've got rid of the old system, all the carpets and everything are out at the minute. I'm going to start putting in the speakers, do the rears, do the fronts, and then we've got to put the key in the Pioneer in, do some tuning. So I will come back to you in a bit. See you soon. Right everybody, so we're making progress on the BM. I'm just tracking down cables, doing my bestest to get rid of all the crap wiring and, you know, all that stuff. We've got a set of kickers in the back, one this side, and we've got one in there too, so we can get the covers back on those, start putting that bit back together. I found some bits and bobs at the front which was all tucked in the quarters, so we've got speaker cables in the front, speaker cables on the left. Now this is a weird setup because from factory the head unit kind of runs into this and then it spurs off from that into this door, over to that door, down to the door, the sort of quarter. So we've got to sort that wiring out. Now as best as I can, I want to retain all of this factory wiring and do like a proper job of modifying it to suit our needs, not, you know, bastardizing it to put other stuff on like these clowns did before. So we'll do a decent job of this one, but so far so good. We're just tracking down and removing cables and adding in the fresh stuff. We're going to start putting the Pioneer in a minute, get that sorted, and then we'll move on to the door speakers and a tune up. Have this one ready for the guy on Saturday to pick up. So I may or may not come back to you in a bit. I'm just going to start, you know, cracking on, see what I can do. The heavens have just opened, the rain is coming down, but I'm not here for too much longer anyway because I'm going to go home and have some food. And then Fiat 500 in tomorrow. The van from today has been picked up. We've got another one to do, so we've got two of them. We will be picking up another trailer hitch for the next van, doing a test on the tow bar electrics, putting in the reversing light like we did on this one that's just gone. But for now, get packed up, get the cars in, go home and have some dinner, and get ready for tonight's festivities of more BMW shafting, fettling. Right, I'll see you in a bit, guys.
Early the next morning.
Oh, morning everyone. Where are we at? 8:40 today. Kids are dropped off at school. I'm on my way in. I've got the right day today, so we are doing the 500 today, dash cut, double dim fascia. Then we need to crack on with the old Z3. That's being collected tomorrow. Oh, excuse me, runny nose, really cold out, very frosty. Oh. So I've decided, I've kind of got my plan of action of what we're doing with the Z. Because it had that janky wiring system in there before, they tried to bypass the factory system but just did it in a really arse about face way of doing it. Just wasn't right. So what we're going to do is we're going to run signal from the head unit to the back. In the rear left sort of boot trim, there's actually a standard CD changer bracket that bolts to the back of the kind of the rear firewall, if you will. So we're going to utilize that to hold the key in a safe position. So the power can come straight from the battery, earth can go straight back to the battery, all nice and easy. So we're just running a signal in from the head unit, that'll go into the key on an extension, and then from that we'll then run off to each speaker individually. We're going to utilize the speaker cable that runs from the bottom of the A pillar and the B pillar, or bottom of the A pillars, you know what I mean, A and yeah, bottom of the A pillar. At bottom of the A pillar there's like a hole where the speaker sits, and in the back of it's a dry cubby basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the crossovers in there behind the speaker, and we're going to run a signal feed in from each of the front left and front right channels into the crossover, and then I'm going to utilize the tweeter cable that runs into the door. So all I have to do is remove the standard tweeter, because there's two places in the BMW door. There's like a tweeter that's probably about just under an inch, and then there's a bigger tweeter hole which is probably 1.5 inches. But obviously the kicker has large tweeters, so we use the big hole but we use the factory cable to run through the door, so we're not interrupting anything there, which will be a nice safe decision. And then tune it, get the Pioneer in, tune it. It will be a lot of work today. Dash cut I've got to fire on with first off, get the Fiat cut and done, and then start the Z sort of completion. I've got kids to pick up at 1 o'clock today. They finish early on a Friday, and Faith's got a birthday party at 5, so I will be back at work this evening doing finishing the Z3 ready for collection tomorrow. So it's going to be a long ass day. Fortunately I slept well last night. I woke up fairly naturally quite late in the morning, so it wasn't like an early finish. But that's my day. I'm going to get in, get a coffee, warm up a bit, and start work. I hope you're good, hope you're well. Lots of comments in the comment section. Well done everyone, keep it going. The more interest in the channel, the more YouTube pushes it up the list and more new people see it, or it gets recommended because such and such like this channel, you may like this one. So it's good. It's good for business, as they say. Keep doing it. See you in a bit. Okay everyone, so we've got our Fiat in. Obviously this is our current dash setup. We've got a doubled in kit to put in there. So the bottom radiator will come out, air vents get cut, dash gets cut, and we get a doubled in fascia in there for a Pioneer. It's a lovely little abarth. We're gonna speed time this one, time lapse this one, doing the dash cut and stuff, and then we're gonna go back onto the Z, hiding over there. See you in a bit everyone. Right, my loves, weir's done. Let's just get a little cloth. Oh, my trainers just did a handbrake turn. So, just turn this down a minute. Steering controls all working. Let's give that little screen a wipe. So it's got a piano black fascia in it, so a shiny black. Obviously we've gone from this doubled in an air vent pocket to this all works. You'll hear the air. So there we go, that one's done. It's a bit awkward because we don't have a glove box to put the lead into, but I've run it down underneath and he can tuck his phone in here. But other than that, we've got a microphone at the top, digital aerial there, steering controls are all working, the dash is really cool on this. We are done. Sorry about that, here I am. Okay, so we're just starting the wiring loom, as you can see, all the way down there. So what we're doing is we are highlighting colours with shrink wrap, and then we make our loom, which is going to be like inputs, outputs, speakers. Obviously we can work with the factory stuff that comes from the kicker. Make sure you can see that. So we've got our inputs, RCA leads, which we've got on here. We've got our speakers out, which we're going to go onto here. And then it gives me some kind of loom to kind of work to and from the back of the car. I highlight these obviously with shrink wrap to give them identification, like this. And the same with the rears. So it just gives me an easier idea of, once I've run it through the car, I'm not then looking at a blue cable going, what does that do? Same with the speaker feeds, remote. Let's just get all those in the right way. Right, we're going to use the heated shrinky terminals. I'm not going to bore you with this whole install, but you'll get the point of what we're doing. So like remote turn on, we find our blue, which is there, and cover him, fold him over just so we've got more of a purchase, like that. Now we should be able to get both of them in on a red. Again, we're using a heat torch, heat gun. We're not using a naked flame because it ruins the plastic, it heats it too fast. Once the solder's gone, that's now our join. So that's the remote wire done. I will heat shrink the RCA leads in a minute. I'm just going to deal with the speakers and stuff and ins and outs first. So obviously green is going to be our rear left. So we'll get that one done, positive and negative. So I'm going to basically start from the back of the vehicle, run everything out to the speakers, and then it's just a case of connecting them in. Here's the phone, and then we're just doing the Pioneer last and a tune, so nice and straightforward. Now I've kind of plotted my little route. There is no real right and wrong way to do this, other than obviously keeping everything in phase is very important. And what I tend to like to do is, on the cable that looks like this, is you keep the gold as positive, the blue as a negative, and on the one that's solid blue we've got a white tracer which we will always use as negative. Some companies don't, they kind of mix it up and it, you know, it's all a bit guesswork. But as a standard, if you get into one way of thinking, then your installs become easier because you're used to expecting one thing. Kind of, you know, sometimes manufacturers change it. One. Once we've got this all kind of loomed together, then I can coat it in, you know, some kind of black that hides it away. This is all behind the carpet anyway, it's not seen. I'm more function over form. Pretty installs are one thing, safe installs are better, as we discussed on the previous video for the Beamer. Adding just the right amount of heat until you start to see the solder take. Like I say, with the naked flame, it superheats way too quickly, and what you find is you just melt the rubber, or it goes in like a really jelly state and then it doesn't take anymore. You can just pull the thing apart because it's gone too hot. So just keep an eye on that. worth noting. So we'll go wide to white on this one. Obviously we've got our little tracer, and this one has got our negative feed on this side here. Just waiting on the guy picking up the 500. It's still sat outside at the minute. I haven't forgotten your suggestion about the tools as well. We are going to do that. It's just I've got some videos that we need to keep in the keep current in the timeline, and we'll save that toolbox thing for a little back burner. But I will do that. It's definitely a great idea. Appreciate the input. So we'll just check again. Oh, somebody's at the door. Looks like I'll be coming back to you in a minute. Stock, more deliveries. Right, okay. So we are back on with the white, looking for our tracer, making sure we've got our tracer cable, which we have, and that will be our negative. Obviously the tracer on this is black and the tracer on this is white. It doesn't matter, it's still an identification. So that's what we're going for, okay? In the middle of the solder. Tend to take the edges first to get the grip on the cable so it doesn't slide, and then you chase the solder after. Kind of the best way to do it. And we're back. More Chinese radios. Can you fit this? No, not a chance. Cool. So we'll slowly work our way through these. Do front right next. I did order a load of coloured shrink wrap from the guys in America. Unfortunately they were out of some of the colours, so I'm kind of making best do with what we've got. I would like to have all of them, but stupidly stuff like the printed ASC heat shrinks that I've got, that was 100 quid for a pack, and you don't get very many of them. This stuff I bought from America, it's meters of it. It's probably like 10-20 meters of it, and for about 6 rolls I think I bought in the end, 7 maybe. It was under 100 quid, so it was really good value. Right, tracer first, that one there. Obviously keep in mind your shrinkage. These are quite fat terminals, but I've turned them back on themselves to kind of bite in. You don't want it baggy. Stop it. I can hear you sniggering down the mic. I probably will crack on with this. I'll turn this off, get finished up with it, and I'll come back to you when we're laying the cable in the car. Yeah, I know, I just said laying the cable, alright. Okay, so here we go. We've got our kicker key mounted, 200.4 onto the CD changer bracket, and we've got our loom that goes out one side to the front left, one side to the front right. It's got rear right and rear right and rear left cables along the way, and we've got the microphone in there as well for the tuning. This is going to get then bolted up underneath the car, and we've just got to add the power and ground off the battery, which is in the boot, nice and easy. So we're going to make a start on this. I will come back to you in a bit when we've got some cables run, and I've cut my hands getting the cables up there, out the top, and then down that side. Speak to you in a mo. Right then, so we are cracking on. Where have we got to? I've managed to get the cables through this section, which to be fair was an absolute pain in the bottom. We've got cables down to the front. I'll just lean you in. So we've got mid-range in there with some nice big foam, because obviously this is plastic on metal and that's going to rattle with that bass of that speaker. We've connected up to the tweeter. I've got to take this door off quickly, swap out. That's the, I don't know whether you can see from the camera, but there's two holes. This one is the little one, that's the big tweeter hole. We're going to use this one, but we need to disconnect that and borrow the cable to this one. And obviously that's running through our grommet there, which we're not going to interfere with. Then we're moving on to the stereo. I've got to put a Pioneer in there and then over to that door down there. So it's coming along. Rears are done and tidied, and you know, everything's back together. We've buttoned everything back up down there. So the back is pretty much finished, other than this is ready just to bolt up here onto these two locations and tuck up this cable out of the way. Do a bit of tuning with the microphone, which we're going to have on the seat up here, which at the minute I've got running there. So we've got a little mount and that's going to sit up here, and then onto this speaker, that tweeter, head unit, job done. It's going to be a late night. I'm going to be working late to finish this one off, but it's going to be worth it when we get it all sound tested and checked, and it sounds wicked. So I'm going to carry on. See you in a bit. Evening everybody. I've had to put the heater on because the temperature's dropped right off and it's got really cold. So we got the first door panel off. We're pretty much nearly there. Like, head unit's got to be fitted in, tune the key, all in there, and that's all in our little, let me get a torch actually so you can see what's what. So that's the standard CD changer holder. So instead we've got the key in there, so that's located. Cable's all done. We've just got to put the interior back in the boot, fit the head unit, mount the tweeters. Job's a good one. Set it up. Yeah, so here's our little big tweeter, little tweeter. Obviously we're not going to be using this one. We've got our cabling coming through the door, which is just here. And then from there I'm going to put in our kicker tweeter into this hole after I've removed all the old gasket foam that was sort of dead in the door. So we've got all that gone. So I'm now going to get this tweeter fitted in here, put it back together. I'm going to move on to the next side, grab some lunch, or should I say grab some tea, pick Faith up from the party, and then come back and do some more and knock this out tonight. See you in a bit everyone. Just starting a tune. Mint. Right, we are done. We are finally done. I got the tweeters in the doors, got the mid-range done, got the head unit in the dash looking fantastic. Everything is kind of, you know, tickety boo. This closes away nicely, opens up nicely, looks good. We'll go through a bit more in a minute once I've played some music and had a listen to it, make sure I'm happy with it, and then we've got to pretty much put the boot trim back in, button up that, carpet's in, and it's done. I need to tidy up. As you can see, it's a bleeding mess in here. Get the cars in, go home, cut a video up for you lot, and then between now and tomorrow we've got loads of work in tomorrow too. Try and sleep. Yeah, anyway, Beamer's done. Oh, excuse me. Really happy. See you in a bit. Right then everyone, we're done. We are done. Knackered. Absolutely pooping knackered. It was a busy day. Dash cuts, bit my tongue, I've got an ulcer. So if I'm talking with a lisp, please excuse me. Yeah, we got the dash cut done on the Fiat. Finished the BM, he's all done. Customer's coming first thing in the morning, can't wait for him to hear it. Truck's just warming up with the sun on. But that is it for a Friday. It's absolutely freezing out there. Temperature's well in the minuses. I just got dribbled on my leg. That's not pleasant. I feel like I've peed myself and it's really cold. Tomorrow we've got another busy day. Lots of work, lots of jobs. We've got a sub and amp to do on a car. We've got a transit van for a head unit. Rear camera, Pioneer. There's a lot going on. Busy old week, and yeah, God, my brain is spinning at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And maybe an Alpine unit. So we've got sub and amp, transit van, reverse camera, head unit, face kit, and maybe an Alpine in the afternoon. Right, I'm going home. I've got to make a video. I will see you in a few hours. It will be like I've not left this building. Only to go home, say hello to the wife and come back to work. Subscribers, same. Comments, a few more in there, thank you for that. I will see you bright and early in the morning. Get them comments down, get them subscriptions down. Share it with your friends, tell them what a legend I am. I'll see you in the morning, bye.
You told me you had subscribed to ASC Audio and now you've missed an episode. No!